Hi, we are back with a new video, and this video will be about Marksmanship Hunter. So we are finally with one of the biggest rework, if not the biggest rework from 11.1, which is making Marksmanship Hunter feel a bit more fun to play, a bit more exciting to play. There is also a pet rework to it, basically being a no pet class, and basically also it is undertuned, so don't worry about that. A few things are tuned properly, and a few things are still not tuned well, and that is for both PvP but also PvE. So it has both the lack of damage kinda. If I compare it like 1-to-1 with like Fury Warrior, even Fury Warrior, they are also quite undertuned in PvE if I'm not mistaken, but in PvP they are good. But if I'm comparing with Enhancement Shaman, Elemental Shaman, like other classes I have tested on the PTR, even Frost Decay, I do believe like is on the lower end. Or if you just like play the same class, you could also just swap to BM and you already see the damage differences. But let's talk about So I want to do not a very long video, but I want to do a comprehensive video about everything that is going to be changed about So let's start right away with the tier set. I think it's the easiest way to start the video because it also will mesh very well with what has been changed in So I do believe that the set is not complete because the 4 set has nothing to do with Jackpot, while a lot of the classes have something to do with Jackpot, like on the 4 set. There is only the 2 set having Jackpot, and the 4 set has nothing about Jackpot, which makes me believe that it is not a done set. Why? Because if I go to any other tier set from any other class, let's say for BM Hunter, it has also Jackpot in the 4 set. If I go even to another Jackpot candidate, let's say arcane mage, haven't tested either, it has Jackpot. So I didn't even know how the tier set is because I didn't test mage yet. A warlock, for example, affliction warlock has also Jackpot on the 4 set. Any Jackpot class or spec, which is a ranged DPS tier set, so every ranged DPS has Jackpot. The 4 set has no Jackpot written, which is weird. So it means that the 4 set is really a filler, and it's a very strong filler, but it's weird that it is the only spec that has nothing to do with Jackpot at the 4 set. Maybe they're out of ideas, I don't know. But let's talk about the 2 set and the 4 set and how strong they are. They have nothing to do with each other, but still they're very strong if you're looking at a vacuum. Now it will only depend on the balancing. So the 2 set is your spells and abilities have a chance to hit a Jackpot, like every single Jackpot tier set. That increases your auto shot damage by 200%. And you're going to say, but auto shot damage, it is an auto shot. It's just like a melee strike. It's like, who cares, right? But I'm going to come back to that a bit later with the specs and talents. Reduces the time between auto shots by 0.5 seconds as well. As you may see, it's a 3-second auto shot time. Obviously, it's lowered via other factors, but anyways, it is lowered. And casting true shot always hits a Jackpot. So once you're going to do true shot, it's going to shoot faster. And obviously it's going to help you with dealing that auto shot damage. And consuming lock and load, which is a 4 set, also fires an explosive shot at 300% effectiveness, and it also explodes directly, so it doesn't have like a 3-second wait time. It just is like aim shot from the lock and load, and it will directly do an explosive shot, which the damage is quite nuts for a 4 set. And if you are hitting in PvP, obviously it is lowered, or at least it should be lowered, but it is not. It is not. So the damage is not going to be the same in PvP. Weirdly enough, this is not effective, but what I think is that the 4 set will be completely replaced. but I'm gonna talk about what I see right now, which is like a 2-set combined towards auto shot damage, which is kind of boring, but it is strong. I'm going to show you. And the 4-set, which has to do with lock and load, which is a proc, which is fine, but that does like incredible damage on explosive shot. And I don't know if they really want that for a 4-set. We'll have to see. But now, talents wise, the class tree doesn't change too much, except the fact that you'll understand if I talk about a marksmanship tree first. You have no pet anymore. The pet kinda goes away with marksmanship hunter from the get-go. And there is only one way you can gain access to a pet. It is a talent that you will get, I think around the level 20 mark or something like that. It depends on how they like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I think it's level 20 or like level 30 maybe. I don't know. I don't remember correctly when you get the talent points enough to get this. But basically, you regain access to call pet. While outdoors, your pet will also deal 15% increased damage and takes 50% reduced damage. But the idea is if you're playing this, you're gimping yourself. This should never be a choice. This is like purely for the people that wants to still have a pet for some reason playing Marksmanship Hunter. But pretty much you are encouraged to not play with a pet. You're encouraged to play with your hawk, which is actually something you're never going to see. It's purely like there for passives applied to the enemy, which basically gives Spoiler's Mark. So damaging an enemy with abilities empowered by precise shots has a 30% chance to apply Spoiler's Mark to the primary target, causing your next aim shot to deal 40% increased damage to the target. Now, it sounds OP, it sounds like your aim shot is going to do quadrillion amount of damage, but this is not the case. The balancing is still not there for aim shot. I don't know what they need to do to aim shot to deal more damage, but I think just a baseline of 600k is not it. So it should be probably ×2 the damage. As you probably can see whenever you're looking at Mortal Strike, it is also a very high base damage without any procs. Aim shot is a casted ability that does less damage than Mortal Strike, so there is a problem there, but that will be, I think, hopefully solved. But as you see, the hawk is gone, like the pet is gone. But you're going to say, but my Roar of Sacrifice, my Master's Call, my Bloodlust, for example, if you're playing like the Bloodlust pet, all is gone. What's happening? Or even my Mortal Strike. Well, the Mortal Strike effect is on the aim shot now. Via a talent, you're going to apply a Mortal Strike effect every time you're going to do a aim shot. Now, for some reason, it's not on the PTR, but it should be. So the only way you can get a Mortal Strike effect is by doing an aim shot on the enemy, and it will apply the Mortal Strike effect, which is a good thing. It's going back to the roots of Marksmanship Hunter. I am actually looking if I'm missing something, because they clearly written it on the PTR notes, which I cannot find. But they for sure want you to apply Mortal Strike effect via your aim shot. Now, one other thing, you also have Cunning or Tenacious. So there is no Bloodlust anymore for Marksmanship Hunter, which kind of sucks. It's another reason why you could bring a hunter to the group, a Marksmanship Hunter to the group, which is now gone. So take it as something good, take it as something bad. Unfortunately, it is something bad for Marksmanship Hunter in a PvE. In PvP, we don't really care, because you could not do that in arenas, for example. But in PvE, you would use maybe a Marksmanship Hunter or whatever, and you could still have the pet for Bloodlust, so you don't have to have a shaman or a mage in your group. That is gone. But you have Cunning, so basically you get like 8% movement speed at all times. Now, is it active or not? I can't see it through the passives here. It should be active. Normally you have like the icon, but I think there's still a lot of bugs on the PTR. And you have Master Skull, so that is active. So if I use it, I have it. Okay, but it seems quite slow for 8% movement speed decrease, so there are still a few things that are just not here yet for some reason. You have Through Shot, which is a big CD still. There is still a lot of changes here and there, so we can read it together really quickly. They have changed the tree pretty much. Lock and load is way higher than before, for example. You have here precision detonation. Casting explosive shots grants you streamline, so you don't need to do always rapid fires. For example, this is streamline. You will get it by using rapid fire. Now you can also get it by doing explosive shots. So if I'm doing an explosive shot, boom, I have streamline, and my next aim shot is going to be faster. And it is stackable as well. So you could have a 60% cast time reduced to your aim shot. So you could do rapid fire explosive shot into rapid fire explosive shot into an aim shot to have the biggest benefit towards your aim shot. So the damage and reduced and the focus reduced, everything is going to be better whenever you're going to apply those two together. And they have very close CDs as well, 20 seconds and 30 seconds, so you will overlap sometimes. It's still going to be a good thing. Damaging an enemy with explosive shot will also grant more damage to arcane shot, but I'm going to show you that it's not going to be the most important thing out of this build. In my opinion, arcane shot is really undertuned. I basically just never use it with this build because, well, for some reason you have Black Arrow can now benefit from precise shots at 25% effectiveness. You will think that it is low, but it's still way higher than if you're using it with arcane shot. So you will always use Black Arrow whenever you can for consuming your precise shots. What other thing you can have? Rapid fire grants precise shots as well, so it's going to help you with doing a lot of damage in general. So you have where is precise shot? Do I have to write it to find it? I guess you can. So if you are using your rapid fire, you will automatically have your precise shot onto the enemy, so it's applying the spotter's mark whenever you're going to do that. Here, for example, precise shot causes your next arcane shot or multi-shot to deal 90% more damage and cause 70% less focus. Well, that is going to be applied to your Black Arrow. But your auto shots damage is also increased by 100%, but the time between your auto shots is increased by 2 seconds. It will deal insane amount of damage. I'm going to show you with details. I find it good, I find it okay, but I think it's going to be hard to balance, because if like an auto shot does that much damage, well, how much damage should the rest do compared to that? That is the hardest part in my opinion. What else can I discuss? Streamline cast time reduction effect is increased by 30%, or you can also have consuming precise shot reduces the cooldown of aim shot by 0.75 seconds. For example, in PvP, using aim shot is going to be something you're not going to be able to purely spam, because people are going to stop you for some reason with stuns, or they're going to drain you. You have to cast other things while you're waiting for aim shot anyways. So you don't need to spam it, except maybe in an RBG, but even then, I still think the cast time reduction is pretty big. And here you are, for example, Windrunner's Quiver, which makes it stackable to 2 times precise shot, but its damage bonus is reduced to 90% instead of like 100%, if I'm not mistaken. I could test it if I just like drop combat, for example. I'm gonna see how much damage it can do without it, because again, I normally play with this talent anyway, so it will do 100%. So basically you lose 10% extra damage, but you can stack it to 90%. You can stack it 2 times, so you can stack it to 180%. So it's a straight up buff, since you can apply it very quickly and very easily, those precise shots. Because every time you're going to do an aim shot, you're going to get it. Every time you're going to do a rapid fire, you're going to get it. Multiple things that are going to be happening that you can be actually doing it. Here, Bulletstorm it's new, although it's probably from a tier set from before, if I'm not mistaken. Every time you're going to do rapid fire, it's going to improve your damage from your aim shot. Again, it seems like you have multiple modifiers that helps with aim shot doing more damage, or it is super bugged to the point where you don't feel the extra damage. I personally don't feel the extra damage, so I don't know, but it feels like very strong as well. You have the return, the very big return from double tap, something that they always said that it was a problematic talent. Now you can even apply it to two occasions. You have volley, which is a CD from like a 45-second CD, and you have also the application of through shot as well. So you could basically do a back-to-back double tap. So if you're doing through shot into a big rapid fire, into a volley, into a big aim shot, you have a fast aim shot and a fast double aim shot, basically going after. So it's very, very strong. You have multiple possibilities to do so. So it's quite interesting. You have a lot of talents here on the right side of the tree, but I am not really that interested. Basically doing like PvE stuff. Explosive shot doing more damage is quite nice, but you still have to go through the hurdle of bullseye, which is basically two like talents that are not that useful in PvP. Because if like the target is 20% health, likelihood is that you're going to eliminate them anyways, and if it's not eliminating the enemy, it's not going to be that interesting. So if it was 40%, maybe it would be interesting, which is not the case, right? You can stack the stacking portion of the talent, but not the make it lower, for example. So it's not that interesting. You have here, for example, also other talents that are also interesting. So you will have possibilities to get away from a few talents, but consuming precise shot increases damage of your next aim shot by 20% in grand streamline. So you could basically have a faster aim shot every single time. This is really a good choice as well. So you could say, look, I don't care about improving my arcane shot. I'm going to go to moving targets. That is a possibility as well. I'm going to test it right now for you guys. I think there is a lot of things that you can move on the tree, which is a success. Even though it is like not balanced well damage wise, I do believe that this tree is like just a 100% improvement from what we have in To War Within, but also in Dragonflight. I think you will have way more choices in general, but that will only depend on your balancing. If the balancing is correct, arcane shot is doing correct damage, then you have a real choice between doing instant damage that is really very good, or doing a casted damage from aim shot that is going to be depending on multitude of procs that you can have throughout your gameplay. So that is a possibility as well with that. With that in mind, I've talked about everything, but the interesting part is you have also a few talents that are going to improve your auto shots, for example, precise shots, but also Obsidian Arrowhead, improving the damage of auto shot again and the critical strike chance. And if you're playing Dark Ranger, which you probably should, Ebon Bowstring, which is going to improve your Bleak Arrows, not Ebon Bowstring, Bleak Arrows. Your auto shots now deal shadow damage, allowing it to bypass armor. So they basically hurt way more than an arcane shot, for example. Your auto shot has a 8% chance to grant death blow as well. There is also a new talent you have actually one new talent and one change. On the PvP talents, you have Aspect of the Fox, which I really love. Unfortunately, Aspect of the Cheetah is a very long CD, except if you're going for hunting pack. I do believe like Aspect of the Fox should be a CD on its own. Like Survival Hunter has a CD to make their Raptor Strike, for example, ranged. They should have Aspect of the Fox as a separate button outside of Aspect of the Cheetah. That is my opinion. I think if you're doing Aspect of the Cheetah, you don't necessarily want to aim shots. Maybe you want to run away. Maybe you want to do other stuff than casting aim shots. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. They don't want to make you have more buttons in general. You have sniper's advantage, so they remove sniper shot, which is a good thing. I think it's too hard to balance. But now your true shot and volley increases the range of all shots by 30% for that duration, which is going to be quite nice for BGs, for example, or other situations like world PvP. So, aspect of the fox, let's test it right now. So for example, if I use it, I can use my aim shot while moving, which is cool. But I would like them to basically, yeah, make it a button so I can actually use it. So let's talk about the damage. What is the rotation? Basically, your jackpot, probably you're going to have a weak aura for that, but to be fair, it is something, if it procs, good. If it doesn't proc, it is what it is. It's not like you can play around it anyways, but you can proc it if you're doing true shot, so that's a good thing. So you have somewhat of a control over it. Basically, your damage is coming through your precise shots used by your black arrows, applying those precise shots through your rapid fire, your aim shot, and your explosive shot, for example. You have multiple ways to deal damage, multiple ways to do stuff. Again, I didn't discuss about it, but on this class tree, your intimidation is still usable. It is just now a stun from your little hawk that it comes through. Your roar of sacrifice, you can use it, but your spotted arrow, your spotted mark is not able to be applied or cannot benefit from spotted mark. So it's a nerf, but still, at least you have like a petless class pretty much. And that's it. Now, for the damage, let's do simple. You start with a rapid fire into a black arrow, and every time you're going to be able to deal damage, you can always do whatever is possible for you, and it will depend moment to moment or what is available to you if you want to deal damage. One thing, for example, if I'm doing my true shot, you're going to be able to have your double tap, which is going to be very important. For example, double tap, rapid fire into a volley, into aim shot, and that is a very fast aim shot, by the way. And you will deal a lot of damage as well because you have your jackpot, which is, yeah, it's interesting in how it plays, because I'm going to show you the damage I did. If I have a lock and load, for example, boom, that's big explosion with a lot of damage as well, which you will see most likely with the details I'm going to show you right now. So you see 600k DPS, it's very low, and it's not me being bad, it's just purely the DPS is very low. And I have the mythic tier set. Yes, maybe I'm not the most well-geared hunter, but still I should be able to do more damage because I do the same on my enhancement shaman. Yes, it is not optimized properly. I have, I think, too much crit. I have maybe too much haste. I don't know. Obviously, you would like to have more mastery, maybe for PvP at least. PvE, I don't know what the prioritization is for but it feels too low damage. So something is wrong. I don't know what. Probably the balancing. But something I want to show you is the amount of damage you can do with just auto shots. Bleak Arrows is your auto shot ability pretty much, and it does 9% of your damage, and it crits for 800k. If I have to compare it with your aim shot crits for 1.5k, 1.5 million, excuse me, not k. This is really, really strong. Now, the Bleak Arrows, that is, the aim shot is really bad, like 1.5k, like 1.5 million damage on aim shot is literally a unbuffed Mortal Strike pretty much for me. I crit for 3 million already on live and not on season 2, so I don't know. I feel like it's undertuned. Your rapid fire is still there, but it is also undertuned, doing 200k crits, which is already something you can do in season 1 as well. Black Arrow doing 1 million. You see that the numbers are not really, they're not there. But explosive shot, for example, the proc from lock and load from the 4 set, it does 1.4 million without critting. So it does good damage. Now, is it going to be replaced or not? That's another question. So your auto shots has some weight. It's only like 13 shots as well, so it's a slower auto shot. It's going to be slow, but it does some good damage. You see, I even costed like close to the same amount of auto shots you're doing, so uh, it's still going to be interesting, right? So you can still do whatever you want to deal a lot of damage, which is possible like anytime, right? Once you have like the possibility to do your true shot into volley kind of combo, you can deal some insane amount of damage just with like your presence. Obviously, if you're casting your aim shot, you're not going to cast any auto shots, so it is what it is. But the damage is, in my opinion, still not there. Your bleak arrows are still there. Your aim shot. Oh, finally I did a 2.2 million crit. Everything probably lined up. And the explosion shot doing 1.7 million, for example. So it's there. The potential is there, but it's like still like in infancy mode. It needs like some kind of a balancing tune, like number like change towards MM to be relevant. But I must say that it is a great step forward from season 1 and even from Dragonflight. The changes are good. I think they should maybe stay away from double tap because it was a problematic talent for PvP and PvE, and for some reason they have to go back to what they did before. So I feel like the hunter like dev has like issues with purely the creativity part, because they still like they took it away from for a good reason. It was hard to balance, and they had to tune like abilities compared to double tap, instead of using double tap to enhance those abilities. So they took it away, and now for some reason they think they have like a better idea. They put double tap on a on steroids pretty much, like, because it has true shot and volley, so you have double the amount of double taps, and volley is a 45-second CD, so you have a double tap which was a 1-minute CD, I think, back in the day. It's now on a 45-second CD, and you can even like go back to another double tap with just true shot, so you could have double tap on like a short period of time, like 5 seconds apart of them. So I don't know what their idea is behind that, but overall, I'm actually satisfied about the changes. Now, Sentinel got also a few changes. I don't know if I want to talk about that because that's a whole other video pretty much, but let's talk about MM, and let's finish this video with a Sentinel. Pretty much, it is now a longer duration, so it is every 30 seconds your next rapid fire launches a celestial arrow. So it's not like every rapid fire you gain the lunar storm. Now it's like every 30 seconds, regardless of rapid fire is up or not, pretty much. I don't know how much damage it actually does. I haven't tested, so I'm gonna try it out right now. The animations are cool, like always, but it's still like a bit of a bland like kind of hero talent, because it's only applied throughout with rapid fire, and it's like a 30-second CD. I'm not really impressed personally. So tell me in the comment section below what you think about Lunar Storm. For example, now I didn't have Lunar Storm up. You see now I have also a buff here, so my next Lunar Storm will be available with rapid fire, and it does good damage. So the damage is there. Now it doesn't replace the auto shot from Bleak Shot. For example, Bleak Shot has like, it's not existent anymore because you don't have like the Dark Ranger hero talent, and it will do like half the damage pretty much. It did 9%, now it's 4% with like 200k crit. The Lunar Storm is still there, and it does good damage. So it'll depend. I think this is like a very good AoE talent though. But itself, like, it's not buffing everything how I would like that to be buffed, so I don't know. Personally, I prefer Dark Ranger. I think in PvP you have some legit reasons to go for Sentinel, for example in big team fights, or to be able to root them every single time they're going to hit you. I think Dark Ranger is the better talent overall towards your damage and your flexibility with your like black arrows as well. So thank you for watching this video, really appreciate you, and have a great day. Bye.